Introduction. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel explores the complex relationship people have with money, emphasizing the psychological factors driving financial behavior. Unlike traditional financial advice, the book delves into human emotions and behavior, offering a perspective beyond economic theories. Structured into 20 chapters, each essay addresses specific aspects of our financial psyche with engaging, accessible writing and real-world examples. Housel posits that financial success is influenced more by behavior and emotions than by knowledge of economic indicators. He suggests that no one's financial decisions are inherently crazy, they reflect individual experiences and perspectives. This fosters empathy and a nuanced view of why people behave the way they do with money. The book highlights the roles of luck and risk in financial outcomes, challenging the notion that wealth is solely achieved through effort and intelligence. Housel emphasizes the unpredictability of financial success, advocating for humility in preparation for unexpected events. He distinguishes between getting wealthy and staying wealthy, noting that while accumulating wealth involves risk-taking and optimism, maintaining it requires conservatism and patience. Housel champions reasonable financial behavior over purely rational behavior, arguing that financial decisions should align with individual needs, goals, and emotions. This pragmatic approach makes financial planning more relatable and effective. The Psychology of Money is a profound reflection on our interactions with money, challenging readers to rethink their financial beliefs and develop a healthier relationship with money. By blending psychology and finance, Housel provides a roadmap for achieving financial well-being that is both insightful and practical, making it an essential read for understanding true financial success. Chapter 1, No One's Crazy, emphasizes that people's financial decisions are deeply influenced by their unique personal experiences, making their choices appear rational to them, even if they seem irrational to others. Housel argues that individual backgrounds and life circumstances shape our perceptions of money and risk. For example, someone who grew up during a period of economic prosperity might be more inclined to take financial risks, while someone who experienced hardship and scarcity might prioritize security and savings. Housel illustrates this point with various anecdotes and historical examples, showing how diverse experiences lead to different financial behaviors. He explains that our personal history with money is just a tiny slice of the larger economic picture, yet it heavily influences our decisions. This subjective view often leads to misunderstandings and judgments about others' financial choices, failing to recognize the context behind them. The chapter highlights that there is no universally correct approach to money management because what works for one person might not work for another. Housel encourages readers to appreciate the diversity of financial perspectives and to be more empathetic towards others' financial decisions. By understanding that everyone has their own money story, we can avoid the trap of thinking others are irrational or misguided. In essence, No One's Crazy sets the stage for the rest of the book by establishing the importance of psychological and experiential factors in financial behavior. It underscores the need for empathy and understanding in discussing financial matters, recognizing that our views on money are shaped by our unique experiences and that these differences should be respected. Chapter 2, Luck and Risk, explores the roles of luck and risk in financial success and failure. Housel argues that while hard work and intelligence are crucial, they are not the only factors determining financial outcomes. Luck and risk play significant, often unpredictable roles that can drastically influence results. Housel uses the contrasting stories of Bill Gates and his school friend Kent Evans to illustrate his point. Gates had access to a computer at a young age, an extraordinary advantage that contributed to his success. Conversely, Evans, who had similar potential, died in a mountaineering accident, highlighting the role of sheer bad luck. These stories emphasize that success and failure can hinge on factors beyond individual control. The chapter also discusses how we tend to overemphasize personal responsibility in success stories while underestimating the impact of luck. This skewed perspective can lead to an incomplete understanding of financial outcomes and foster unrealistic expectations. Housel encourages readers to recognize the influence of luck and risk in their own lives and in the lives of others, promoting a more balanced and humble view of financial success. Moreover, Housel underscores the importance of preparing for unforeseen events. He suggests adopting a margin of safety in financial planning to buffer against the inevitable risks and uncertainties. This conservative approach can help individuals manage the unpredictable nature of financial markets and personal circumstances. In summary, Luck and Risk teaches that while personal effort is essential, recognizing the roles of luck and risk provides a more comprehensive understanding of financial success. It calls for humility, empathy, and a prudent approach to financial planning, acknowledging that not all outcomes are within our control. Chapter 3, Never Enough, explores the dangers of insatiable greed and the inability to recognize when one has enough. Housel argues that the constant pursuit of more, whether it's money, power, or status, can lead to detrimental consequences, including financial ruin and personal unhappiness. Housel begins with the story of Rajat Gupta, a successful businessman who couldn't resist the temptation to amass more wealth and prestige. Despite his considerable success, Gupta engaged in insider trading, ultimately leading to his imprisonment. This narrative underscores how the desire for more can lead individuals to make reckless decisions that jeopardize their existing achievements. The chapter emphasizes the importance of setting boundaries and understanding what constitutes enough. Housel points out that the pursuit of more is often driven by comparison and social pressure. People tend to measure their success against others, which can create a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction. By focusing on personal values and defining what is truly important, individuals can avoid the pitfalls of endless ambition. Housel also discusses the concept of tail risks, rare events that have severe consequences. He notes that many financial downfalls are the result of chasing incremental gains while underestimating these low-probability, high-impact events. Recognizing and respecting tail risks can help individuals maintain a more stable and sustainable approach to wealth management. In essence, Never Enough advocates for a mindset shift from endless accumulation to contentment and satisfaction with what one has. It encourages readers to reflect on their motivations and recognize the potential costs of perpetual striving. By doing so, individuals can achieve a more balanced and fulfilling relationship with money, avoiding the traps of greed and overreach. Chapter 4, Confounding Compounding, highlights the extraordinary power of compound interest and the importance of long-term thinking in financial success. Housel explains that compounding is one of the most misunderstood and underestimated concepts in finance, yet it is fundamental to building wealth over time. Housel begins by illustrating how Warren Buffett's fortune is largely attributable to the power of compounding. He notes that Buffett began investing at a young age and allowed his investments to grow over decades. Housel argues that while Buffett is an exceptional investor, his immense wealth is also a result of time, his ability to let his investments compound over many years. The chapter underscores the difficulty many people have in grasping the exponential nature of compounding. Housel uses simple examples to show how small, consistent returns can grow significantly over long periods. He explains that the true magic of compounding lies in its ability to turn modest gains into substantial wealth, provided one is patient and persistent. Housel also emphasizes the importance of time and consistency in harnessing the power of compounding. He argues that the biggest returns come from the longest periods of steady growth. This requires a long-term mindset and the discipline to stick with investments through market fluctuations and economic cycles. Additionally, Housel discusses the psychological challenges of compounding. Many people are tempted to chase quick gains or react to short-term market movements, which can undermine the benefits of compounding. He stresses the importance of staying the course and maintaining a long-term perspective to fully reap the rewards of compound growth. In summary, Confounding Compounding teaches that the power of compounding is a key driver of financial success. It calls for patience, long-term thinking, and the discipline to allow investments to grow over time. By understanding and leveraging compounding, individuals can build substantial wealth and achieve their financial goals. Chapter 5, Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy, discusses the critical distinction between the actions needed to accumulate wealth and those required to maintain it. Housel argues that these are two fundamentally different skill sets and that success in one does not guarantee success in the other. Housel explains that getting wealthy often involves taking risks, being optimistic, and capitalizing on opportunities. Entrepreneurs and investors who achieve significant financial success typically embrace uncertainty and are willing to make bold moves. This risk-taking mindset is essential for identifying and seizing growth opportunities that can lead to substantial financial gains. However, Housel points out that staying wealthy requires a different approach, characterized by caution, conservatism, and a focus on risk management. Preserving wealth means avoiding catastrophic losses and making sure that even if some investments fail, they don't derail overall financial stability. This involves maintaining a margin of safety, diversifying investments, and making prudent financial decisions that prioritize long-term security over short-term gains. Housel illustrates his points with examples from the lives of successful individuals. He highlights how some people who have amassed great wealth have lost it due to reckless behavior or overconfidence. Conversely, he also shows how others have successfully preserved their wealth by adopting a more conservative approach once they achieved financial success. One of the key lessons from the chapter is the importance of humility and recognizing the role of luck in financial success. Housel advises against overestimating one's abilities or becoming complacent, as these attitudes can lead to taking unnecessary risks. Instead, he advocates for a balanced approach that combines the entrepreneurial spirit required to build wealth with the prudence needed to protect it. In summary, getting wealthy versus staying wealthy emphasizes the necessity of adapting one's financial strategy as circumstances change. While risk-taking and boldness are crucial for accumulating wealth, preserving it requires caution, discipline, and a focus on long-term security. By understanding and balancing these two distinct approaches, individuals can achieve and sustain financial success. Chapter 6, Tails, You Win, highlights the outsized impact of rare, high-impact events on financial success. Housel argues that in both investing and life, a small number of events often account for the majority of outcomes, and recognizing the significance of these tails is crucial. Housel begins by explaining the concept of tail events, outcomes that lie at the extremes of probability distributions. In finance, these are often rare but highly influential occurrences that can make or break investment portfolios. He points out that many successful investors and companies owe their fortunes to a few key decisions or strokes of luck that had disproportionately large effects. He uses the example of venture capital, where a handful of successful investments typically drive the returns of an entire fund. Most investments might fail or break even, but the few that succeed do so spectacularly, generating returns that far exceed the losses. This pattern of extreme outcomes is also evident in stock markets, where a small percentage of stocks often drive the majority of market returns over time. Housel emphasizes that understanding the role of tail events can help investors manage expectations and develop more effective strategies. He suggests that instead of aiming for consistent, incremental gains, investors should be prepared for the occasional big win that significantly boosts their overall returns. This involves maintaining a diversified portfolio and being patient, as the timing and occurrence of tail events are unpredictable. Moreover, Housel highlights the importance of recognizing and protecting against negative tail events, which can have devastating consequences. This involves adopting a risk management approach that includes a margin of safety and avoiding overexposure to any single investment or asset class. The chapter also touches on the psychological aspect of tail events. People tend to focus on the most common outcomes and underestimate the likelihood and impact of extreme events. Housel encourages readers to appreciate the full spectrum of possibilities and to be mentally prepared for both positive and negative extremes. In summary, Tails, You Win teaches that rare, high-impact events play a crucial role in financial success. Recognizing the significance of these tail events, both positive and negative, can help investors develop strategies that balance the potential for big wins with the need for protection against catastrophic losses. By embracing the unpredictability of tail events, individuals can better navigate the complexities of investing and achieve more resilient financial outcomes. Chapter 7, Freedom, delves into the true purpose of wealth, which Housel identifies as the pursuit of freedom rather than the accumulation of material goods or the measurement of social status. This chapter emphasizes that financial freedom should be the ultimate goal of personal finance, allowing individuals to control their time and choices. Housel begins by defining financial freedom as the ability to make life decisions without being overly stressed about the financial impact because you are prepared. He argues that this kind of freedom is the highest dividend money pays. According to Housel, the true value of money is found in the independence and choices it offers, not merely in the ability to purchase goods or services. The chapter discusses how different people perceive and use their wealth to achieve varying degrees of freedom. For some, it might mean retiring early; for others, it could be about pursuing a passion or hobby without the need to earn income from it, and for yet others, it could involve taking career risks without financial fear. Housel highlights that achieving financial freedom requires a deep understanding of one's personal values and goals. It's not just about making more money but making smart decisions that align with a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. He emphasizes the importance of saving and investing wisely, but also knowing what you are saving for, an aspect often overlooked in financial planning. Furthermore, Housel touches on the psychological barriers that prevent people from achieving or enjoying their freedom. He notes that societal pressures and personal insecurities often compel individuals to continue accumulating wealth beyond what they need, which can paradoxically bind them more and reduce their freedom. The chapter concludes by urging readers to think critically about what financial freedom means to them. It encourages setting clear, personalized financial goals that prioritize freedom and using money as a tool to achieve these goals rather than as an end in itself. In essence, freedom redefines the purpose of wealth, encouraging a shift in perspective from earning more to earning enough to have the freedom to live life on one's own terms. This chapter challenges readers to redefine success in terms of personal freedom and satisfaction, rather than mere financial accumulation. Chapter 8, Man in the Car Paradox, examines the discrepancy between wealth and the external symbols of wealth, exploring how people often misjudge others' financial status based on visible consumption. Housel uses this paradox to highlight the often misguided perceptions we have about money and success. The chapter begins with a simple observation: when you see someone in an expensive car, you might assume they are wealthy. However, Housel challenges this assumption by explaining that visible consumption is not an accurate indicator of financial health or wealth. In many cases, the appearance of wealth, such as luxury cars, designer clothes, and big houses, can actually signify high levels of debt and financial stress rather than true financial abundance. Housel argues that true wealth is what you don't see. It's the investments people have made that are not visible, the debts they haven't taken on, and the sustainable spending habits they maintain. He discusses how the richest people are often those who live below their means and invest their surplus money wisely, rather than those who spend it on conspicuous consumption. The man in the car paradox serves as a metaphor to emphasize that what we see on the surface often tells us little about the underlying reality. Housel uses this to encourage a deeper understanding of wealth as something not to be flaunted but to be used as a tool for personal security and freedom. Furthermore, the chapter explores the psychological reasons behind why people crave visible markers of success. This includes the desire for social status, the need for external validation, and the tendency to compare oneself with others. Housel suggests that these tendencies can lead to poor financial decisions and prevent individuals from accumulating real wealth. In conclusion, Housel advises readers to focus less on appearances and more on substantive financial health. By prioritizing savings and investments over expensive lifestyles, individuals can achieve true financial security, which will afford them greater freedom and peace of mind. This chapter calls for a re-evaluation of what it means to be wealthy and challenges the conventional wisdom that equates visible consumption with financial success. Chapter 9, Wealth is What You Don't See, expands on the ideas introduced in the previous chapter by emphasizing that true wealth is composed of the assets and savings that are not visible to the outside world, rather than the flashy symbols of wealth that are often flaunted. Housel begins by distinguishing between being rich and being wealthy. He describes being rich as having a high income that is often spent on conspicuous consumption, luxury cars, designer clothes, and big houses. Being wealthy, however, means having accumulated assets that grow over time and provide financial security and independence, even if they do not result in a lavish lifestyle. The chapter underscores the idea that the most financially secure people are not necessarily the ones who display their wealth, but rather those who quietly accumulate it. Housel points out that real wealth is savings and investments that aren't required to be spent, debts that aren't necessary, and a lifestyle that doesn't prioritize keeping up appearances. He illustrates this point by telling stories of individuals who appear ordinary but are financially affluent because they save and invest wisely. Housel also tackles the psychological aspects of spending and saving. He discusses how societal pressures and personal habits can lead people to spend money in ways that hinder their wealth accumulation. The temptation to use money to express social status can lead to a cycle of spending that prioritizes immediate gratification over long-term financial well-being. Moreover, Housel advises readers to measure their financial success by their ability to accumulate assets that aren't immediately visible and spend less than they earn. He emphasizes that the freedom and security provided by true wealth far outweigh the temporary satisfaction of expensive purchases. In summary, wealth is what you don't see is a call to reframe our understanding of financial success. It challenges the reader to focus on building and maintaining wealth through disciplined saving and investing rather than through visible consumption. This chapter teaches that the true measure of financial success is not how much money one spends but how much they can save and invest for future security and independence. Chapter 10, Save Money, delves into the profound importance of saving as the cornerstone of financial security and independence. Housel emphasizes that the act of saving is both a measure of financial prudence and a critical buffer against the unpredictable nature of life. Housel starts by asserting that no matter how much you earn, the capacity to accumulate wealth is largely contingent upon your ability to save. He illustrates this through various anecdotes and statistical data demonstrating that many high earners fail to build enduring wealth because they do not save enough, often succumbing to lifestyle inflation where increases in income lead to proportional increases in spending. The chapter highlights the psychological barriers to saving, such as immediate gratification, social pressures to conform to certain spending behaviors, and the often misguided belief that higher income in the future will solve current financial shortcomings. Housel argues that these mental traps prevent individuals from recognizing the true power of saving, which is not merely about accumulating money but about buying options and freedom in the future. Furthermore, Housel discusses the concept of savings rate, the proportion of your income that you save, and how it is a more significant determinant of financial success than your income level. He stresses that a high savings rate can provide a greater sense of security and independence, reducing the stress associated with financial emergencies and giving individuals more freedom to make choices that align with their values and long-term goals. The chapter also addresses practical strategies for improving one's savings rate, such as automating savings, managing lifestyle choices to avoid excessive spending, and focusing on long-term financial goals over short-term desires. Housel encourages readers to view saving not as a sacrifice but as a provision for future financial well-being and autonomy. In conclusion, Save Money underscores the essential role that saving plays in achieving financial freedom. Housel persuasively argues that robust saving habits are fundamental to managing financial risks and achieving long-term objectives, making it a vital practice for anyone looking to secure their financial future. Chapter 11, Reasonable Rational, challenges the conventional wisdom that making strictly rational financial decisions is the optimal approach. Instead, Housel advocates for a more reasonable, or pragmatic, approach that accounts for human emotions and personal circumstances. Housel begins by distinguishing between rational and reasonable financial behavior. Rational behavior, he explains, involves making decisions based solely on mathematical calculations and economic theories. Reasonable behavior, on the other hand, considers the emotional and psychological aspects of financial decisions, recognizing that humans are not always driven by logic alone. He argues that while rational financial decisions might look perfect on paper, they often fall short in the real world because they do not account for human behavior, personal values, and the unpredictability of life. For instance, a rational approach might suggest investing 100% of one's savings in the stock market to maximize returns based on historical data. However, this fails to consider the emotional distress that such high-risk strategies can cause, which might lead to poor decisions during market downturns. Housel uses anecdotes and historical examples to illustrate how a reasonable approach to finance considers not only the potential financial return but also the individual's ability to maintain peace of mind and stick with their financial plan over the long term. He emphasizes the importance of finding a balance between what works financially and what feels right psychologically. Furthermore, Housel discusses the concept of personal finance being personal. He urges readers to tailor their financial strategies to their individual risk tolerances, life situations, and goals rather than blindly following generic advice. This personalization makes financial plans more sustainable and effective because they align more closely with the individual's unique circumstances and emotional needs. In summary, Reasonable Irrational is a call to acknowledge the limitations of a purely rational approach to money management. By embracing a more reasonable strategy that considers both financial principles and human nature, individuals can make decisions that are not only smart on paper but also manageable and comforting in practice. This chapter encourages readers to seek financial strategies that support both their financial health and their overall well-being. Chapter 12, titled Surprise, delves into the inevitability of surprises in the financial world and how these unexpected events can dramatically impact our financial decisions and perceptions. Housel argues that despite our best efforts to predict and control our financial futures, surprises, both good and bad, are a constant feature and play a significant role in shaping our financial lives. Housel begins by highlighting that the nature of life and finance is inherently uncertain, and surprises are an unavoidable part of the equation. He uses historical examples, like the unforeseen rapid growth of the Internet and the unpredicted global financial crisis of 2008, to illustrate how unforeseen events can upend established expectations and economic forecasts. The chapter emphasizes the importance of planning for surprises, not just in terms of specific events but by expecting that unpredictable changes will occur. Housel discusses the psychological biases that lead people to underestimate the likelihood and impact of surprises, such as the recency bias, where individuals expect the future to resemble the recent past, and the confirmation bias, where they favor information that confirms their existing beliefs. To manage financial surprises effectively, Housel recommends building flexibility into financial plans. This includes maintaining a healthy emergency fund, diversifying investments, and avoiding financial commitments that assume a best-case scenario. He stresses that financial plans should be robust enough to accommodate unexpected changes in circumstances, such as job loss, economic downturns, or sudden personal obligations. Furthermore, Housel advises embracing humility in financial forecasting. Acknowledging the limits of our predictive abilities can lead to more cautious and prepared financial behavior. He also suggests that the emotional resilience to withstand surprises is as important as financial preparedness. Developing a mindset that accepts and adapts to surprises can reduce stress and improve decision-making under uncertainty. In conclusion, surprise teaches that an essential part of financial wisdom is not only recognizing the inevitability of surprises but actively planning for them. By accepting the unpredictable nature of life and finance, and preparing accordingly, individuals can better safeguard their financial stability and respond more effectively to the unexpected twists and turns of their financial journey. Chapter 13, Room for Error, explores the concept of incorporating margins of safety in financial planning to manage the inherent uncertainties and risks in life and investments. Housel argues that having a buffer, or room for error, is not only prudent but essential for ensuring long-term financial security. Housel begins by stressing that all financial plans are built on forecasts that are inherently uncertain. Whether it's predicting personal income levels, investment returns, or economic conditions, there's always a chance that things won't go as expected. Therefore, Creating room for error in financial decisions helps absorb the inevitable shocks and surprises that come our way. The chapter provides practical examples of how room for error can be applied. In investing, this might mean not allocating all of one's savings into high-risk assets, even if they promise higher returns. By diversifying investments and keeping some assets in safer categories, investors can protect themselves against potential market downturns. In personal finance, room for error could be having an emergency fund that covers more than the typical 3 to 6 months of living expenses, especially if one's job security is uncertain. Housel also discusses the psychological comfort that comes with having a margin of safety. Knowing that you have a financial cushion can reduce stress and prevent panic-driven decisions, which often lead to poor financial outcomes. This psychological benefit allows individuals to think more clearly and make more rational choices during volatile times. Moreover, Housel explains that the size of the room for error should be proportional to the stakes involved and one's personal situation. For example, someone nearing retirement might need a larger financial buffer compared to someone just starting their career because the consequences of a financial setback are more severe. In summary, room for error highlights the importance of preparing for the unknown by building flexibility and safety nets into one's financial planning. By acknowledging the unpredictable nature of life and finances and planning with a margin of safety, individuals can protect themselves from unforeseen events and reduce the stress associated with financial risks. This chapter encourages readers to embrace a conservative approach to financial decisions, ensuring sustainability and resilience in the face of uncertainty. Chapter 14, You'll Change, delves into the inevitability of personal change and its impact on financial planning. Housel emphasizes that our goals, aspirations, and financial needs evolve over time, and thus, our financial strategies must adapt to accommodate these changes. Housel begins by highlighting that the person you are today is different from the person you will be in 10 or 20 years, not just in terms of age but in preferences, responsibilities, and risk tolerances. For example, a young single person might be more willing to take financial risks or prioritize spending on experiences, while later as a parent or near retirement, their financial decisions might shift toward stability in savings. The chapter discusses how difficult it is to predict personal changes and the challenge this poses for long-term financial planning. Housel uses anecdotes and historical data to show how life events such as marriage, parenthood, health issues, and career changes can drastically alter one's financial perspective and needs. To accommodate the uncertainty of personal evolution, Housel suggests adopting flexible financial strategies that can adjust as one's life circumstances change. He recommends regular reassessments of financial plans to ensure they still align with current goals and realities. For instance, reviewing and adjusting retirement savings plans as one's career progresses or family structure changes can help maintain alignment with evolving financial goals. Housel also advises building financial buffers to cater to future changes in risk tolerance and potential needs. For example, saving more than you think you might need for retirement provides a buffer against unexpected health issues or changes in lifestyle preferences. Furthermore, the chapter explores the psychological aspect of accepting change, emphasizing the need for openness to revising one's financial assumptions and decisions as life unfolds. This involves being honest about what we don't know about our future selves and avoiding rigid adherence to outdated financial plans. In summary, You'll Change underscores the importance of recognizing and planning for personal evolution in financial strategies. By acknowledging that change is a constant and building flexibility into financial planning, individuals can better prepare for the unpredictable dynamics of life and ensure financial stability and satisfaction through various life stages. This chapter encourages readers to stay adaptable, regularly reassess their financial plans, and maintain a proactive approach to personal and financial growth. Chapter 15, Nothing's Free, explores the trade-offs and costs associated with every financial decision, emphasizing that every investment and spending choice comes with its own set of risks and returns. Housel starts the chapter by clarifying that every financial benefit has a cost, whether it's in terms of money, time, risk, or opportunity foregone. He stresses that there's no such thing as a free lunch in finance, and understanding this principle is crucial for making informed financial decisions. The chapter discusses how individuals often overlook the hidden costs associated with their choices. For instance, pursuing higher investment returns typically involves taking on greater risks. Similarly, choosing to save excessively may secure financial stability but at the cost of current life enjoyment. Housel encourages readers to carefully consider these trade-offs and to evaluate whether the potential benefits outweigh the costs. Housel uses various examples to illustrate how even seemingly minor costs can have significant long-term impacts due to compounding effects. He also delves into the psychological costs of financial decisions, such as the stress and anxiety associated with high-risk investments or the regret of missed opportunities. To navigate these trade-offs more effectively, Housel advises adopting a holistic view of financial planning that considers both quantitative and qualitative factors. He suggests that successful financial management involves not only analyzing numbers and potential returns but also understanding one's personal tolerance for risk and sacrifice. Furthermore, Housel touches on the importance of transparency in financial dealings, both from a personal standpoint and from financial advisors and institutions. He warns against being swayed by offers that seem too good to be true and recommends doing thorough research and seeking unbiased advice when necessary. In summary, Nothing's Free teaches that all financial decisions carry inherent costs and that recognizing and understanding these costs is vital for effective financial planning. Housel encourages readers to assess the full spectrum of costs associated with their financial actions, including economic, emotional, and opportunity costs, to make choices that align with their overall life goals and values. This chapter challenges readers to think deeply about what they are willing to pay, in the broadest sense, for the outcomes they desire. Chapter 16, You and Me, discusses how personal experiences and emotions influence financial decisions, emphasizing the subjective nature of money management. Housel explores the idea that financial advice and strategies cannot be universally applicable because everyone's financial situation, background, and emotional responses to money are unique. Housel starts by acknowledging the diversity in personal financial behaviors, which stem from varying upbringings, experiences with money during formative years, cultural influences, and personal temperament. He illustrates this by comparing individuals who experienced economic hardships early in life with those who did not. These experiences often dictate a person's risk tolerance, spending habits, and overall financial outlook. The chapter also addresses the emotional aspect of financial decisions. Housel explains that emotions can heavily influence our financial choices, sometimes even overriding logical considerations. For example, fear and greed are powerful drivers that can lead to irrational investment decisions during market highs and lows. Understanding and managing these emotions are crucial for maintaining a rational approach to money management. Housel encourages readers to reflect on their personal financial beliefs and behaviors and to consider how their unique life stories influence these aspects. He suggests that by gaining this self-awareness, individuals can tailor their financial strategies to better suit their actual needs and goals, rather than following generic advice that may not apply to their specific circumstances. Furthermore, the chapter delves into the importance of empathy in financial interactions. Recognizing that others may see and handle money differently can lead to more effective communication and advice, tailored to individual needs and situations. Housel points out that financial professionals especially need to consider the personal background of their clients to provide the most appropriate and effective guidance. In summary, You and Me emphasizes the deeply personal nature of financial decision-making and the significant role that individual experiences and emotions play in shaping our financial lives. By understanding and respecting these personal differences, Housel argues, individuals can make more informed and appropriate financial decisions that are aligned with their unique circumstances and emotional realities. This chapter challenges readers to think critically about their financial behavior and to seek or provide advice that truly reflects personal financial narratives. Chapter 17, The Seduction of Pessimism, delves into the psychological appeal of pessimism in financial contexts, explaining why negative outlooks often seem more intelligent and credible than optimistic ones. Housel argues that while pessimism about money can sound wise and prudent, it often skews perceptions and leads to missed opportunities. Housel starts by observing that pessimistic viewpoints tend to capture more attention and appear more insightful because they reflect caution and readiness for potential downturns. He illustrates how media often amplifies negative news because it plays on the natural human instinct to be alert to threats, making pessimistic forecasts seem more intellectually sophisticated. The chapter discusses the historical context of financial pessimism, citing examples where dire predictions garnered significant public and media attention, despite many such predictions not coming to fruition. Housel points out that while being aware of risks is essential, an overemphasis on pessimism can lead to an unbalanced view of potential outcomes, causing individuals to focus too much on protection from losses rather than potential gains. Housel also explores the consequences of a pessimistic outlook, such as the tendency to hoard cash excessively, avoid necessary risks, and miss out on long-term investment gains. He encourages readers to recognize the balance between healthy skepticism and debilitating negativity. To counteract the seduction of pessimism, Housel advises cultivating a more balanced viewpoint that includes being realistically optimistic. Acknowledging both the potential upsides and downsides in any financial situation can lead to better decision-making. He suggests that investors consider historical data and long-term trends, which often show that markets recover and grow over time, despite periodic downturns. In summary, the seduction of pessimism highlights the allure and pitfalls of pessimistic financial outlooks. Housel challenges readers to question the pervasive negativity often found in financial discourse and to adopt a more balanced, informed perspective. By doing so, individuals can make more constructive financial choices, balancing caution with the recognition of growth opportunities, and thus navigate their financial lives more effectively. Chapter 18, When You'll Believe Anything, explores the powerful influence of storytelling in shaping our financial beliefs and decisions. Housel argues that compelling narratives often trump statistical realities, leading people to make financial choices based on stories that feel true rather than those supported by data. Housel begins the chapter by discussing how humans are naturally drawn to stories. Narratives help us make sense of complex information and are more easily remembered and processed than raw data. In finance, this means that people are more likely to be influenced by a persuasive story about a stock or a market trend than by dry, complex financial reports. The chapter examines several instances where captivating stories led investors astray, causing them to overlook underlying fundamentals or misjudge risks. Housel points out that during financial bubbles, for instance, the stories of quick riches and revolutionary technologies can seduce even the savviest investors into making irrational decisions. To counteract the overpowering effect of storytelling, Housel recommends developing a critical mindset that questions narratives and seeks out hard data. He advises investors to always ask for the evidence supporting a financial claim and to be wary of stories that play too neatly into their desires or fears. Housel also emphasizes the importance of recognizing one's own susceptibility to good stories. He suggests that awareness of this bias can help individuals pause and re-evaluate their decisions before committing to investments influenced by compelling narratives. In summary, When You'll Believe Anything warns of the dangers of letting captivating stories dictate financial decisions. By fostering a more skeptical and data-driven approach, Housel encourages readers to protect themselves from making misguided investments based on the allure of persuasive narratives. This chapter underscores the need for a balanced approach to financial information, blending both the emotional appeal of stories and the rationality of data to make sound financial choices. Chapter 19, All Together Now, serves as a summary and integration of the key principles discussed throughout the book. Housel recaps the major lessons about the psychology of money, emphasizing how understanding these principles can lead to wiser financial decisions. The chapter begins by reinforcing the idea that personal finance is more personal than it is finance. Housel reiterates that everyone has different financial circumstances, goals, and psychological makeups, which influence how they perceive and handle money. This variability means that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to money management, and financial advice must be tailored to individual needs and situations. Housel reviews several critical themes from earlier chapters, such as the importance of recognizing the roles of luck and risk, the power of compounding, the necessity of saving, and the impact of personal history and psychological factors on financial behavior. He highlights how these elements interconnect and collectively contribute to one's financial well-being. The chapter also revisits the distinction between being rich and being wealthy, with wealth defined not just by the amount of money one accumulates but also by the freedom it provides. Housel underscores the ultimate goal of financial independence, which allows individuals to live on their own terms. Additionally, Housel emphasizes the value of humility and the need to plan for uncertainty. He advises readers to maintain flexibility in their financial plans to accommodate life's inherent unpredictability and their changing personal circumstances. In summary, altogether now encapsulates the essence of the psychology of money, weaving together the book's various insights into a cohesive framework. By reflecting on these lessons, readers are encouraged to adopt a more thoughtful, informed, and personalized approach to money that acknowledges both the economic and emotional facets of financial decisions. This chapter serves as both a recap and a final reinforcement of Housel's central message, that understanding the psychology of money is crucial for achieving financial peace and prosperity. Chapter 20, Confessions, offers a more personal touch as Housel shares his own experiences and reflections on money, providing a candid look at how the principles discussed throughout the book apply to his life. In this closing chapter, Housel confesses some of his financial mistakes and the lessons he has learned from them. He discusses how his background, personal biases, and experiences have shaped his financial decisions, underscoring the deeply personal nature of money management. Housel uses his story to illustrate that even financial experts are not immune to the psychological traps and emotional biases that can lead to poor financial decisions. He emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and humility, acknowledging that understanding one's own limitations and biases is crucial for making better financial choices. This chapter serves as a powerful reminder that personal finance is a journey of self-discovery and improvement, and that the ultimate goal is not to achieve perfection but to make better decisions that lead to a more secure and fulfilling financial life. The conclusion of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel brings together the overarching themes of the book, emphasizing the profound impact of psychological factors on financial decisions. Housel recaps the importance of understanding personal history, the influence of cultural and emotional factors, and the critical role of individual behavior in financial success. He stresses that financial advice cannot be one-size-fits-all because everyone's financial journey is unique, shaped by their own experiences, biases, and circumstances. Housel concludes by reminding readers that the goal of understanding the psychology of money is not just to accumulate wealth but to use money as a tool to enhance one's life. He advocates for a balanced approach to personal finance that considers both the mechanics of money management and the human elements that influence financial behavior. This approach helps build not only financial wealth but also a deeper sense of financial peace and contentment. Ultimately, Housel encourages readers to cultivate patience, humility, and a long-term perspective in their financial endeavors. He calls on individuals to recognize their emotional responses to money, to learn from their mistakes, and to continually adapt their financial strategies to align with their changing life goals. The book's conclusion serves as a powerful reminder that the journey to financial wisdom is ongoing and that the true mastery of money involves a deep understanding of oneself as much as it does the external world of finance.